everyone. So you're either here because we have the same doctor, you looked him up, or you're just curious about how a consultation goes. So I wanted to create this video because, I was scared, I was frantic about my own consultation or like how it went about. This video is for anybody who is doing a consultation with this certain doctor or is just curious to know. So I'm here to talk about my BBL consultation and how it went for me, and this is just something that I've been thinking about for quite some time now. Just one day, one of my coworkers was talking about how she was going to get a breast augmentation and how like she had already had her consultation, and she shared how it had gone. I was so intrigued because I had already wanted like a enhancement done to my body, whether it be breasts or lipo or what have you. And so I started asking her a bunch of questions on like how it went. She showed me the doctor's Instagram, and I'll try to insert a video of his Instagram and some of the pictures I've been looking at. So I'm looking at his work and I really like it. But my coworker getting some stuff done really kind of like pushed me to want to call and see like what were my options. Just because I'm such a weenie, I'm such a chicken, like I won't do it if like I don't see somebody do it first. So after like stalking the Instagram page, I built up the courage to call the office and ask for a consultation. Initially what I had done was I looked up the website. It's called My Look Surgery, I think, and then they have like a form you could fill out for them to call you back, but I didn't wait for that. I had filled it out, but like I didn't even last a day or two. It was over the weekend, and so I was impatient, so I called on a Monday, and the staff was really nice over the phone. They have an office in Pasadena and in Newport Beach. Wait, I don't even know if I mentioned the doctor's name, but his name is Arvin Taneja, I think. And yeah, so he has an office. The surgery place has a consultation office in Pasadena and Newport Beach, and then the actual surgery place that they use is in Huntington Beach. And so you have the option of either being seen in Pasadena or Newport Beach. Pasadena is just closer to where I'm at. Actually, not really. So these both locations are in SoCal, like in the Los Angeles area. I'm from Northern California, so I had to do some traveling. But anyways, like the phone call was basically like asking, setting up where you want to go be seen and at what time. So yeah, I was basically traveling from Northern California, so I made mine in Pasadena because it's just closer. I don't have to drive another extra hour out. They have the consultations Thursdays and Saturdays, but Saturdays were like booked out like months away. I think just not a lot of months, I think, but like longer than if you were to schedule it on a Thursday. So I scheduled on a Thursday, which was exactly 6 weeks out. So they're pretty booked up with appointments already. They just asked me to bring a photo ID. And so finally, like, the consultation date arrives, and I decided to drive down there. I can go any different way, but I decided to drag my sister and my mom for a road trip. It was supposed to be a 5-hour drive. So I woke up super early, like at 3:30 in the morning, and I dragged my mom and my sister because they're super supportive about it. So long drive, it sucked. But when we got there, we kind of got lost because the Pasadena office, it's like adjacent to a small parking garage. So they had told us to park in the parking garage, but there was like no parking spaces available because I guess it was so packed in there. So what we ended up doing was we parked outside on the street area. There's also like, if you're headed to this location, there's also like an extra parking lot on the other side of this parking garage. It's for like the stores, I guess, that are next to this office. Just in case if you can't find parking, there's parking there. My Look office, that's what it's called, shares a space, like a big it's in a big building, and it shares a space with a fertility clinic. So when I was trying to look for the place, I thought, oh crap, like I'm not trying to go to a fertility clinic, but they just happen to be in the same office. So if you just see the signs for the fertility clinic, you're in the right spot. Don't do what I did, trying to like find a different building. But it had both signs. So there's two entrances. There's one entrance through the parking garage, and there's another one through the front, which is on the street view. So upon arriving, I'm there at about 9:30 because my visit was scheduled at 10. And the lobby was packed. They're up on the second floor. So when you get there, it's going to be up the elevator. You make a left, and it's right there. It says My Look. And so you get there, and it's pretty packed. I guess it's not normally that packed because I started like talking to this other girl, and she said, wow, it's normally not this packed. Anyways, so I get there and I check in. They give me a clipboard, answer a bunch of questions. It's normally just like a bunch of medical history questions, some mental health ones, and the usual stuff like, how did you hear about us, and what would you like done? So after I finished like filling out the stuff on the clipboard, they have me wait for so long. Like, I think I was done filling it out at like 10. And then like, I just waited. And I waited. I kind of went crazy a little bit because it's like, you get so much anxiety trying to wait for the appointment that it's all bad, you know? So anxiety hit pretty quick. So I waited for a long time, and I waited there for about another 45 minutes. So I got seen like at 10:45. And thank God, because I was going crazy. And they only let you take one person in the back. I had brought my mom and my sister. I had my mom wait in the lobby because she didn't want to walk all the way back there. So my sister just came with me. So then they take us into like this little medical room. It just kind of looks like a regular medical room, but it's like all bougie and stuff because like they got like those cute mirrors, those full-bodied mirrors, and it just looks nice. So a nurse girl, she leads us all the way in the back. She's like a My Look staff. I'm not sure if they're nurses. I don't know what they are. I'm just gonna call them staff. And it's the consultation room, and she just like has me take my weight, ask for my height, and then she's like asking me about like my medical history and the medications I take, and she gives me like this paper robe, and she gives me instructions to like, I can take my shirt off, I could take my bra off if I want, and I can take my pants off if I want, but she says it doesn't matter, that I can just take my shirt off. So I just take my shirt off, and then she leaves out of the room. I take my shirt off, and I just pull my pants down a little, just a little bit. And then, so I'm like waiting, I'm waiting there now, and I'm just wearing the paper robe, and I'm freaking out because I'm like actually there. I start looking at the wall, and there's like silicone boobs, not silicone, the other ones, the saline, I think, I don't know, the squishy ones. And they just have them displayed on the wall. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, I can't believe I'm here. And I'm like hyperventilating. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to like calm myself down because I'm that like freaking out. And so my sister's just sitting there laughing at me because I'm in so much like, and I'm like not pain, but I'm just freaking out too much. She's just laughing at me because I'm such a weenie. Like I don't know, like I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but we'll see. So I'm starting to like calm myself down, breathing exercises and whatnot, and then finally he shows up into the room, and then he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" Blah blah blah. He like introduces himself. I'm like, "I know who you are. I did my research," and I'm just like in awe too, because I'm like I researched you, and I'm finally in the same room with you. Like I am freaking out internally, but like outside I'm cool like a cucumber. Like you don't even know. But I felt like I was meeting a celebrity, and like I really like that he kind of like went over my chart before like he came to meet with me. He's like, "Oh, you're from so and so place, like that's where I did my residency, blah blah blah." And I'm like, I know you did your residency there." Like I was so in awe because like he yeah, he did his residency like where I'm from, and so like we were like chopping it up. We were talking about where I'm from and like how he used to like live in that place, and it was just cool. It was like we didn't really get into the medical stuff like right away or like any of the consultation. He was just like trying to get to know me. We were talking, I was getting to know him, and so that was pretty cool. Finally, like I started telling him like, "Oh, you did a breast augmentation on my coworker. She's the 415 cc's that you did yesterday," and blah blah blah. And he was like, "Oh yeah, so and so that came with so and so person." And I was like, "Yeah, that one." So like he was so cool. He's such a chill guy. Like I think he's awesome. So then finally we get to like the nitty gritty, and I show him my body. So I get closer to him. He pulls my pants down to like my pelvic area, and he just starts examining my body. He's touching my fat. He's like boop boop boop, or whatever he does. I don't know how he does. He goes like this, trying to see my elasticity. And then he lifts the back of like my paper robe to look at my back. I think he touched my back fat too. I'm so embarrassed. Like I'm so self-conscious of my back fat. Like that's where most of my fat is. And then I show him my arms because like I have like chunky girl arms. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you got a nice amount of fat like here." I'm like, "I know you're looking like at my tummy area, but like I'm more concerned about my arms." And he's like talking about like, "Yeah, well I can pull some fat out from here and it'll make you look like you're muscular and stuff." I was like, "You know what? Like I'm okay with that." Making me look like I just came out of the gym, like had a nice workout. What I can't do at the gym myself. He's like writing stuff down, and he starts saying that I would need lipo in my upper, lower abdomen, and then my flanks, upper and lower back, and then my arms. So I'm like, yes, take it all. Just take all the fat. I don't care. I guess he just writes all of that down, and I don't know for what, but finally he's like, "All right, so just get dressed and wait in this lobby area until there's an empty office room." Me and my sister go and we wait in like a little lobby area in the back. And then this other lady, she calls us and takes us into like an empty office room. Her name is Elsie. She's like this nice lady. I don't remember what her like position was, but she's like the one who goes over like the instructions and numbers with you. So then the first thing she tells me is that I'm a good candidate. And then she gives me, I'm a good candidate for this procedure. And then she gives me this looks like this. So she like opens it. I'm not gonna show you guys everything on here. But she opens it and she starts going over like numbers and stuff with me. She's like, she pulls it out and she's like, this and that and blah blah blah. But we mainly go over like, at the start of that, we mainly go over like where surgery is going to take place, which is in Huntington Beach, and how long it takes, normally like 3 to 4 hours. And then that I would need like 3 weeks off from work at minimum. And she goes on to explain that I would need to turn in my lab work like a month before the procedure. She goes on to discuss the cost. I'm just going to say it's a pretty high number. And the only reason I say that is because I'm comparing it to other prices I hear on YouTube of other girls going through the same procedure, and it's a fairly different number, you know? And I kind of already had an idea about this because I had done my research, so it wasn't a surprise to me. And so I'm not going to discuss the actual price with you guys, only because this is a consultation for me, okay? And then it won't be the same for everyone else. So if you are interested in like finding out a price, you can go over to his Instagram. He seems to be very open about prices. He'll post it like on the pictures on Instagram, like a price range, just depending on like what your body needs. So that can kind of give you a guesstimate, and I'll link that down below too. I highly encourage those that are seeking this procedure to do their research, only because I would encourage you to go to a board certified surgeon and avoid going to chop shops. You get what you pay for, and that's all I'm going to say about that. My surgery date is scheduled for November 9th of 2020, which is next year, and I'm pretty excited. I had the option to schedule as early as May, but I had to accommodate work and school, so I had to make sure that I was free from work and that I was free from schoolwork. So that's just the date that worked for me, but I could have done it as early as May. So if you're looking into this with this certain doctor, then you're looking at like 5-6 months out of your consultation date. As of now, I don't know how it's going to be like later on, but yeah, so that's basically how long it will take from your consultation. So I don't know. If you're looking into this, just keep that in mind. One more thing. So I forgot to mention like how the deposit happens. So Elsie also goes over like how to do your deposit. So basically you can't set a date unless you pay a deposit for them, and you have two options. They either like give you this form, so this is one of the forms that's on this folder, and they give you this, and it basically tells you like how to fill it out. So you have two options. So it's either like a credit card payment, but there's a 3% charge processing fee, which I was not going to pay, or you can deposit the money through their bank account, and then you take a picture of your receipt and then you email it to them. So if you were like me, like I didn't set the date when I was there. I told them, okay, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna like double check my dates for school and work, and then I'll contact you guys for when I have to do my set date. And so when I finally did find out what date I wanted, I went ahead and I emailed them back, and I was like, okay, so I'm ready to set my date. I want to deposit the money in the account. Can you tell me which account it is? And so they sent me all of the information via email, and they were like, okay, just snap us a picture after you go deposit it. And so I went and I deposited the money, and then I snapped a picture. I emailed it to them back. I was in the middle of work, so like I couldn't really like tell them the date. And so Elsie called me twice while I was at work, and I was like, crap, like I need to answer the phone. So finally I did get to answer, and I let her know my date, and she was like, okay, it should work. Because I mean, it's so far like dated out that they don't even know like if they're gonna have vacation or anything like that. But I'm hoping that date works, because that's just what's gonna work for me. So yeah. So anyways, yeah, hope this helps. So thank you for listening to my consultation story. I hope this answers some people's questions about a consultation. If you have further questions, you can visit me in my other social media sites or leave a question down below. And if I don't have the answer for it, anybody else can answer it. So thank you very much, and I'll see you guys later.